Hello everyone, in this video you are going to learn about what is identity matrix, then followed by what is inverse of a 2 by 2 matrix, and finally how you can use identity matrix to actually check the inverse of a 2 by 2 matrix. So let's start off with how you can understand what is a identity matrix. So let's say we have an example that I2 here means that it's a 2 by 2 matrix. So we have 1 on the main diagonal. So this is a 2 by 2 matrix, and this is called identity matrix. So the meaning of an identity matrix is that if you multiply any matrix of 2 by 2 with the identity matrix, you will get back the same answer. For example, let's say we have A, which is, for instance, 2, 1, 3, 4. It's a 2 by 2 matrix. So now let's say if we do a matrix multiplications, A multiply with the identity matrix, so we should expect to get back the same outcome, 2, 1, 3, 4. So let's see if it is true. So 1, 0, 0, 1. So we perform a matrix multiplications. So 2 multiply with 1, you will get 2, plus 1 multiply with 0, you will get 0. And for the second element, you will use first row multiply with the second column. So 2 multiply with 0 plus 1 multiply with 1. For the third element, you will use second row multiply with the first column of the second matrix, so which is 3 multiply with 1 plus 4 multiply with 0. And for the last element, you can use the second row of the matrix multiply with the second column of the matrix, so 3 multiply with 0 plus 4 multiply with 1. So you will get the answer 2, 1, 3, 4. So you get back the same answer as matrix A. So this is the meaning of an identity matrix. So you multiply any of the 2 by 2 matrix with the identity matrix, you will get back the same outcome. So after understanding about what is identity matrix, next we will be learning about how to calculate the inverse of a 2 by 2 matrix. So first we must understand what is inverse. Basically, let's say if you have a matrix A, you multiply with the inverse of matrix A, you will get the identity matrix. So let's say we have one example, matrix A 1, 2, 2, 5. So this is a 2 by 2 matrix. The formula to calculate the inverse of matrix A is inverse of A equal to 1 over AD minus BC dA negative B negative C. So to recall what is ABCD, this is A, B, C, D. So what is A here? 1. What is D? 5. Minus B, which is 2. And C is also 2. And you have D, which is 5. And negative B is negative 2. Negative C is negative 2. You have A is 1. So for the denominator, we have 5 minus 4, which is 1. And we get the answer 5, negative 2, negative 2, 1 as the inverse. So now let's say if we want to check the answer whether it's correct or not. How can we check? What we can do is that we can recalculate A multiply with the inverse of A, and to check whether the answer is actually the identity matrix. So we rewrite A 1 2 2 5, and just now we calculate the inverse of A is 5 negative 2 negative 2 1. So we must make sure that the answer is equal to the identity matrix, then our inverse calculation is correct. So let's do the multiplications. So first element, you use the first row of the first matrix, multiply with the first column of the second matrix. So 1 multiply with 5 is 5. 2 multiply with minus 2 is negative 4. For the second element, you can use first row multiply with the second column. So which is 1 multiply with negative 2 is negative 2. 2 multiply with 1 is 2. For the third element, you can use the second row multiply with the first column, which is 2 multiply with 5 plus 5 multiply with negative 2. And finally, the last element, you can use the second row multiply with the second column of the second matrix, which is 2 multiply with negative 2 is negative 4 plus 5 minus 1 is 5. So you can actually get the answer 1 0 0 1. So this is actually the identity matrix. So which means that our calculations of the inverse is correct. Let's try one more example to check your understanding. So let's say if we have another matrix called matrix B, and we have the element 1 2 2 6. Let's say we want to find the inverse of this matrix. So remember that the inverse is 1 over AD minus BC and DA, and put the negative on B and C. So we have 1 over A, which is 1, multiply with D, which is 6, minus B, which is 2, multiply with C, which is also 2. And let's say we have D, the 6, A is 1, B is 2, so negative B is negative 2, C is 2, negative C is negative 2. So we will get the denominator is 6 minus 4 is 2. So we will get the answer as follows. So now let's say we want to check whether our answer is correct or not. So the next step we can do is to check the multiplications whether equals to the identity matrix or not. So we use B multiply with the B inverse. So B just now we have 1 2 2 6, and the inverse of B we get 6 over 2, negative 2 over 2, negative 2 over 2, 1 over 2. So we rewrite this. 6 over 2 is 3, negative 2 over 2 is negative 1, negative 2 over 2 is negative 1, 1 over 2 is 0.5. So if we do the matrix multiplications, what we will get is, so the first row of the first matrix multiply with the first column of the second matrix, we will get 1 multiplied with 3 plus 2 multiplied with negative 1. And the second element, we will use the first row of the first matrix multiply with the second column of the second matrix. So 1 multiplied with negative 1 plus 2 multiplied with 0.5. And for the second row, you can get the second row of the first matrix multiplied with the first column of the second matrix, which is 2 multiplied with 3 plus 6 multiplied with negative 1. And finally, you have the last element, which is 2 multiplied with negative 1 plus 6 multiplied with 0.5. So what you'll get is you will get 3 minus 2, which is 1, and negative 1 plus 1 is 0. 2 multiplied with 3 is 6, minus 6 is 0. 2 multiplied with negative 1 is negative 2, plus 6 multiplied with 0.5 is 3, so you will get 1 as the answer. So this is also an identity matrix. So with this, you have checked that your inverse calculation is actually correct for B, because the multiplications of B and the B inverse is the identity matrix. So I hope you have learned about identity matrix and how you can calculate the inverse of a 2 by 2 matrix. If you like more mathematics topics such as this, you can check out my playlist and share with your friends, like and subscribe. Thank you.